Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this INVOKER self-inflating sleeping pad. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon. And if you use that link, it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. Okay, so let's get this open. So it's already kind of bulging out of the box here. So I'll actually open it on the bottom. It's already split open. Okay, so here we have a bag. Inside of the bag we have these two repair patches. Let's get the mattress out. So here we have instructions. So it says 3-inch self-inflating sleeping pad. Inflated size is 78 by 29 inches. Pack size is 28 by 7 by 7. Fabric is 30D knit fabric with TPU coating. Foam type is elastic foam. R value is 8. Then here are some warnings. You could read through those. It says to inflate, open it up for 1 minute, close, then lay on it. To deflate, open it up, roll it up, close it, and put it in the pack. Here's some repair instructions and cleaning instructions. So if you're not familiar with self-inflating sleeping pads, they'll typically have a foam inside, and when you open up that valve, that foam expands and lets the air in. And then when you're done using them, you open the valve up, you roll them up, and you compress the foam, and it takes up a smaller space. So right now it's partially compacted. It has this fabric on it. It feels very soft, it's nice to touch. It doesn't feel rubbery or plasticky against my skin. So I'm going to switch to an area where I have more room, and then I'll open this up. Okay, so here I have the pad. I'll open it up. Okay, so here's the valve. So we can open this up. This will open up two ways. This has a one-way valve in it if we open it like this. So that will let air in but not out. So if you wanted to blow some air into it, you could use that. Otherwise, I'll open it this way. And that will let the air in. So I'll spread this out and let it inflate. So this has been in a package for a while, so it could take a little longer, I'm not sure. Now when I store self-inflating pads, I don't like to store them deflated. I like to store them opened up. I feel like that helps retain their shape, so typically like this, I might fold it in half and store it. Now it obviously takes up more room, but I would put something like this maybe under a bed to store it. Then what I'll do is before I go on my camping trip, I'll compress it and put it in its bag. And then when I get back from my camping trip, I'll take it out and store it opened up. That isn't required, but I feel like it's the best way to do it. So if it's colder out, I imagine this could take longer to inflate. I'm not real sure, so just keep that in mind. Now if we want more air in here, we can just open up this cap on the first setting like so, and we can blow into that, and that has that one-way valve to retain the air. That way you can inflate it a little bit more than the self-inflation would do. Okay, so I'm going to take a little nap on this, then I'll come back and give my thoughts, and then we'll roll it up and put it in the bag. Okay, so I took a little nap on it. So you can see there's a little bit of a pillow area here. Here you can see it from a side profile. So it's, I don't know, maybe an inch thicker there. So in the test I did on this, I have to say, this was very comfortable. I was laying on my back most of the time, but I even tested on my side, and it's very rarely I've found a pad like this that would be comfortable for side sleeping. Now, I don't know if I'd say it's as good as a good quality mattress, but for a sleeping pad, it was pretty impressive. I did even pull the cap off and lay on it, and it was even comfortable with the cap off. Now, I think it's best to keep the cap on, as it gives you a little bit more cushion. So not only was the foam in here comfortable, but if you're doing cold weather camping, I feel like that would be very comfortable against the ground. Air mattresses on their own are not great at insulating, but foam is. And being that you have 3 inches here, that's going to give you good insulation against the ground. So now I'll pull the cap off and I'll roll it up and get it in the bag. So we'll see how good that goes. So that fits in the bag nicely. Now I did have to put pressure on it to roll it up, and it was a little extra tricky because I was trying to keep this in frame on the camera. So let me get this out and I'll let it inflate one more time. So there's another technique I like to use when rolling up a pad like this, is I'll fold it, I'll sit on it to get most of the air out, and then I'll cap it, and then I'll start rolling it, and then when I get to a part where the pressure's too high, I'll pull the cap off and finish it off. But I'll demonstrate it here. So I find that to be quite a bit easier. You can see it was much easier to roll up when we've gotten most of the air out of it ahead of time. So that's the INVOKER self-inflating foam sleeping pad. So I was very impressed with this. I'm a fan of sleeping pads. I prefer them over a traditional air mattress with no foam in them. I thought it was pretty easy to set up. I like that this worked with air in it, but I like that it also worked with the valve open. So if for some reason this did get punctured, you could still use it. With a traditional air mattress, if it has a puncture, you're essentially sleeping on a sheet of plastic. With this, you still have the foam in it. Another thing, it was also very quiet. It didn't have a wrinkly sound like some mattresses can have. So if you're looking for a comfortable pad for camping, I would check this out. This could also be good to have at your house for guests or emergency use. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you liked this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.